Hey there dirt bike people, I'm Chuck from TruTech, and today I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you still struggle to change a tire even though you follow the video instructions exactly. My first tire change took me 6 hours, and when I finally finished and aired it up, I had pinched the tube a half a dozen times. In the days leading up to the tire change, I had watched dozens of videos and I had bought all the necessary tools to ensure that I would have an easy time. Since then, I've installed well over 10,000 tires and I've identified a whole bunch of little techniques that I have never seen in a video. Today I'm going to show you 3 of the ones that I have found to be the most important. These techniques will help you no matter which way that you decide to go about changing the tire. Now it might seem a little strange, but I'm not actually going to change a tire in this video. I've got this old 18-inch wheel kicking around that I let people practice on. It's what I use to teach my kids how to change tires. And I've got just a bead that I cut out of a worn out tire. This allows me to show you what's actually going on when you're grabbing a tire bead with your spoons. Now this right here is the first place that I usually see people struggle. You've got your 3 spoons flipped. Now you want to take your middle one and put it in over here, but it's so tight that you can't get it in. So here's the concept. You're starting to remove the tire off of the rim like this. And so you have a really tight spot right here. Over here, the tire bead is in the drop center of the rim. You can see right there. So you've got a tight spot right here, and you've also got a tight spot right here where the bead of the tire crosses over into the drop center. But right in the middle here, it's totally loose. That is the sweet spot. Here you can see it again. It's really tight right here. It's really tight down in here, but right in the middle there, you've got the sweet spot. Here's what it looks like from a more familiar angle. You're trying to put your tire spoon in. If you try to put it in over here, it's really tight against the rim. If you try to put it in too far over here, it's tight against the rim over here. But right in the middle, there's a sweet spot. And oftentimes I find that if you're just a 1/4 of an inch away from the sweet spot, you're not going to be able to find the hole. Please enjoy the innuendo. I'm not sorry, and it's impossible to do a tire change video without inserting a bunch of it. If you're going to comment, please feel free to follow suit. You can push really hard over here and you're just hitting against the rim. You can push hard over here and it's hard to get the spoon in. Or if your angle is wrong, you're not going to get it in there. You want to come in with your spoon as flat as possible, wiggle it a bit, and it's going to go right into the sweet spot. Now it's oftentimes not as easy as this to find the sweet spot. Sometimes using a bit of lube helps. Just put it right in there. And sometimes it does take a little bit of pushing. But if you're really struggling, make sure that you're right between where the tire is tight on the rim over here and over here. And make sure that you're not coming at it from this angle. You want to be as flat as possible. Push on it and wiggle it a bit and you'll find it. Concept number 2 is about leverage. There are multiple different times throughout the tire change where leverage is really going to come into play. If you've got your spoon in the right spot and you're really struggling to flip it over, a lot of times improper use of leverage is going to be at fault. This is where you need to slow down and have a look at what's going on and think about how you can increase the leverage ratio in your situation. We've all been told to take small bites, but nobody really talks about why you need to take small bites. If you take a big bite over here, you're going to run into a bit of trouble. And there's kind of 2 reasons why. As you start to flip your spoon over, you're starting to lift the tire bead here. You don't want to lift it, you want to push it over that way. And if you take a big bite over here, first you're lifting the tire bead, and then as you come closer to vertical with your spoon, the tire is required to slide down, which it also doesn't want to do, and then you can flip it over. If you take a small bite over here, your spoon is going to be more vertical, and it's going to push the tire away instead of up, and you're going to have a much easier time. Also, over here, if you think about your leverage ratio, in some cases, like, well, over here we got about 2 inches, and over here we got, what, maybe 8 inches? So we have a leverage ratio of 8 to 2. It's not great. Over here, you can knock that leverage ratio in half. You got 1 inch over here and 9 over here, and it's super easy to flip that spoon over here. Another place where that comes into play is once you've removed half of the tire already and you're moving on to the second bead. When there's a tire hanging off of here, it's always going to be trying to drop down as far as possible. Now, if you try to grab this tire like this, you've got about a 2 to 8 ratio here again. It's not ideal. All it takes in that case is realizing that you have a leverage problem and lifting this up to increase your leverage ratio, and it flips over really easily. Now you might think that these are really, really simple concepts, and they are, but oftentimes the difference between a quick, easy, efficient tire change and one where you're struggling and sweating is just the ability to break down the problem to its most fundamental concepts. And leverage is often one of the barriers that's keeping you from an easy tire change. The last technique that I'm going to talk about is the technique that is going to keep the straw from breaking the camel's back. When you're all done, you've got the tire on, just like I did, you go to air it up and you pinch the tube. There are a few things in life that are more frustrating than that, especially when you've spent 3 or 4 hours or 6 hours like I did. The first thing that we got to realize is there is one major reason why tubes get pinched during install. And there's a really simple thing that we can do to keep that from happening. So we're 3/4 of the way to getting our tire on. Imagine that the tire is like this. The second bead is over here. You've already done this side. We're finishing up, and there's a tube right inside here. So what's going to happen is we're going to come in here with our spoon, and especially if you're not very experienced with tire changing, it's very easy to put the tire spoon in a little bit too far. Even if you don't go too far, what can happen is as you push this in and start to flip it, it's going to grab the tube in here. As you start to flip this over, if the tube is between the spoon and the rim, and you keep going, you're going to pinch the tube. A pinch happens when you squeeze the tube between the spoon and the rim. First of all, you don't want to put your spoon in too far, but the thing that's really going to be the game changer is not putting your tire spoon further than 12 o'clock. If you never go past 12 o'clock, the tube can never get pinched between the spoon and the rim. Now, when you're at this stage and you're almost done changing the tire, you're almost there, and it's going to be really, really tempting to push this spoon past 12 o'clock because you're going to get just a little bit further, and you will get a little bit further if you do that. But of course, you run the risk of pinching the tube. There are 2 simple things that you can do to get the most out of each tire spoon flip. Number 1 is simply just push down with your hand right here. You can see I'm pushing down, and it's going to do the exact same thing as if I keep pushing the spoon. The other thing you can do is actually back off a bit with the spoon, and that gives you a little bit more room right here to slide in your next tire spoon. Then bring this back to 12 o'clock. Then bring your second one up to 12 o'clock. You might have to get your knee in there. And watch what happens. Watch what happens with this first spoon. As I bring the second one up to 12 o'clock, the tire bead over here just slides right down and the second spoon comes loose. Now you can see we're almost done here. I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to drop my spoon back. That gives me a little bit of room here. I'm going to slide this in, bring this one back up to 12 o'clock. And then bring my second one, and you can see the bead, I'm actually holding it back right now. All I need to do, boom, done. Now don't get me wrong, you need to be prepared. When the 12 o'clock thing starts to come into play, all of your being is going to tell you, push, push, push. That is exactly when you need to stop, and same with the other techniques. If you're struggling, you need to stop, you need to back up a little bit, and you need to just think about what is happening. It's so easy to just try and push a little bit harder or strain a little bit more. In the end, that's just going to tire you out and it's going to frustrate you. The most important thing that I can tell you about tire changing is that there's no magic, and if you're struggling, there's a reason why, and you can figure it out. These 3 concepts that I've just talked about are the 3 most common ones that I've identified, and if you can learn when to take those concepts and implement those techniques, then your tire changing life will get much easier. As I mentioned, this is not nearly an exhaustive list. There's dozens of them, probably hundreds of them, but I hope that these 3 help you. If you have questions about them, or if you have questions about some more techniques, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate a thumbs up. If you want more of this type of content, go ahead and subscribe and hit the little notification bell. If you want to see what I'm doing on a more day-to-day basis, you can find that content on Instagram. As always, I appreciate your time, and I hope this was helpful.